It's a celebration, it's a revolution. You can feel it everywhere.
அடிக்கிற அடியில சுத்தி இறங்குவோம் பண்டைய.
Naka Premier League 2020. Win together.
Welcome everybody to the start of the second game. It's the second game of the double-header today. It is the Jaffna Stallions versus the Dambulla Vikings side. And this is going to be an interesting clash because there's a couple of guys who have qualified. And the toss was won by the Jaffna Stallions. And they have elected to bowl first. They want to take full use of the damp conditions a little bit later when they do bat. And there's a look at the teams that have been selected so far. Rashan Abasingh is alongside me. Rashan, there's the lineups.
A few changes, and particularly for Jaffna Stallions. They've had Dhananjay De Silva, Chaturanga De Silva, Abbott and Binra Fernando been left out. I believe Dhananjay De Silva been rested. Charit Asalanka is a very exciting young cricketer. And of course, on the other side, there's Lairu Madhushanka and Ramesh Mendis coming in for Sudeep Tyagi and Upul Taranga.
Here come the umpires, staying safe, sanitised and presumably sane at the end of the 40 overs of this game. 20 overs per side, obviously. Conditions, by the way, here in Hambantota are very pleasant. We thought there might be a little bit of a chance of a thunder shower earlier today, but that has dissipated.
Well, the two umpires, Asanka Jayasuriya and Ravindra Vimalasiri. Ravindra Vimalasiri in particular, highly experienced. Stood in international games. Asanka Jayasuriya, respected first-class umpire. And here are the Dambulla Viking batsmen coming out.
TV umpire, by the way, was quite busy in the first game. A couple of interesting tight decisions that he had to call. And Shoaib Malik giving the team chat. So Pereira obviously is the captain. Expecting Shoaib Malik to actually step up tonight and play a more important role. $110 was the opening stand that these two guys put on last time. They'll be looking to continue in that vein. Dick Weller, so important for the fortunes of the Dambulla Viking team. He's the latter of the two, number 48 on his back, just turning around.
I'm really looking forward to see how Niroshan Dikwela backs up. He found some form in the last game. He's feeling good about his batting now, and now he needs to take toll. He needs to, they say you never flirt with form. He has some form. He knew how hard it was to find. Now he's got it. He needs to continue with it.
Yes, Sadhira Samar Vikrama has been included in this side. Highly exciting young player, wicketkeeper batsman. Had his moments in the national team. He was discarded, but this is a big opportunity for this young man. He's opening with Niroshan Dikwella, with Upul Taranga taking a break, obviously.
Here's a look at his 20-over career, 1,300 runs, strike rate of 140. That's a dangerous number, strike rate of 140 when you're right at the top. They lost their last outing against the Stallions. They actually had the Jaffna Stallions in trouble. And it was Tisara Pereira who ruined that party with a 97 off 44 balls. Shimwari has been really impressive. Let's look at his 20-over career. But he's one guy who has struck really well in the power play. He's a bustling fast bowler, left armour.
He is that. Bowls a little bit quicker than you think. He goes stump to stump. And I know that he was motivated. I did walk past him and say, Amir got 5 wickets. He said he was going to get 6, so let's see how he responds to that.
Play is the call. Two men allowed outside the circle in the first 6 overs. The power play, we've been saying that since ball 1 of this tournament. I'm sure you've noted that, and through that you can then work out where the batsmen are going to be looking to score their runs. Now, straight away, they won't be able to stray leg side. That's going to be one issue for Shinwari, because fine leg is inside the circle and also is fairly fine inside the circle. Right on that line, so that saved runs. Certainly one anyway.
Sadhira Samaravikrama's inclusion is a very interesting one. He was not picked in the initial draft, but he's now drafted into the side. He lacks no potential, I can tell you. He's a young man who's had a very, very good record in the domestic scene. Initially, when he was brought into the national team, I believe he made his debut against Pakistan in the Middle East.
Umpire Paleogurga is the man who's the TV umpire. Ochiro. Paleogurga. He's 100%, and that's a way to describe Shinwari.
Yeah, he is that, Hazy, and having had the privilege of working with him, he gives you, you're right, he gives you 100%. He's pretty skilled. There's no frills, no fuss with him. He runs in, he bowls a line, wicket to wicket, doesn't really swing it, but gets the angle across the batsman. That's his danger delivery. He battles to get an LBW because it doesn't really swing back, but he's at you all the time and gives you 100%.
Across the right-hander.
I believe there's a change of wicket keepers for Jaffna Stallion. Looks like Johnson Charles standing back. Moores used to be their regular wicket keeper. Of course, Vinod Bhanuka is a very competent wicket keeper in that side.
It's not an unusual job for Johnson Charles to do. He's a hard-hitting batsman. Likes to play very strong, in particular, square of the wicket. It's not unusual for him to don the gloves from time to time. Ease. Now they want 2. Busy call. No, they decide against. Shy at the stumps. Think he was okay. Now they're going to go back and pick up 2. They might be able to get more. They will.
Little bit sloppy there. Dambulla Viking off the mark. And just to get back onto the wicket-keeping aspect, I'm a little bit disappointed because Manoj Bhanuka, who is our second keeper, is not keeping wicket, and Johnson Charles is.
Good point that is, because I know that you hold him in very high esteem. Vinod Bhanuka and Niroshan Dikwella were your 2 top wicket keepers.
Yeah, that's why we want to see our Sri Lankan players doing the roles that they're going to do for Sri Lanka. And that Vinod Bhanuka is a second keeper. For us, he should be keeping for his franchise.
It's a slow start. Tupul Taranga staying out. Obviously, the Dambulla Viking also doing a few changes, experimenting with their side. Because these teams have now qualified to the last four. In fact, still on the lookout for the fourth team because Gaul Gladiators winning today. Candy Tuskers and Gaul Gladiators will be the two teams that will be battling it out for that fourth place.
Quick single, early call, side the stumps, hits the bat. No additional penalty. 4 runs off the first over. Qualified have the Jaffna Stallions, the Colombo Kings, and also the Dambulla Viking. Gaul Gladiators, you might have just tuned in for the first time today, and you've just realised that the Gaul Gladiators got up against the Colombo Kings. That certainly wasn't expected, but they really did play very well, and they got themselves 2 points and also improved their net run rate, so just went up a little bit, enough to push the Candy Tuskers down to number 5.
I'll be very, very interested to see that battle between 4 and 5. That's going to be the battle. And Gaul Gladiators and Candy Tuskers lock horns the next time. That's going to be like a final.
It is going to be a final. Winner take all almost. And if you qualify 4, you're still in the running and can still win the competition. Suranga Lakmal.
Beautifully bowled. It might have done too much. Yep, I think it did. I've always been a big rat for Suranga Lakmal. He's one of those guys who leads the attack nicely. He will lead the attack, I'm sure, in South Africa, and he's just one of those blokes who did last time around, actually. A bit of movement in towards the left-hander, but going down the leg side. He was terrific last time, Sri Lanka in South Africa. Lifted a couple other guys around him.
He's got a great history. He comes from these parts of Sri Lanka, in the deep south. Started his cricket here in Hambantota. And he's done himself no harm at all. Just going down the leg side. And he's worked so hard that he's now the undisputed spearhead in the Sri Lankan bowling lineup, at least in the red ball format. Must be having around 150 test wickets now. And one other thing that he developed in his game was that he started concentrating a little bit more on his batting. He's turning out to be quite handy with the bat in hand as well.
I quite like that one, but that was also just sliding down a fraction, I think.
Yeah, just the angle from round the wicket as well, just possibly taking it down the leg side. He bowls particularly well to left-handers because he has the ability to angle it in like that, and he has the ability to nibble it away. He's a very, very good bowler around the wicket to left-handers.
He was going quite wide of the crease from round the wicket. And his best hope would have been for the ball to straighten up rather than holding the angle. So what happened was it was just going down the leg side.
He swings it, that's what he does. He swings it away from right-handers, swings it back into left-handers. Didn't quite start with the right line. So you're correct, Rashan. It didn't start with the right line. This will be better. He'll get the lines right there. That's out. That is out. That is a beautiful delivery. Suranga Lakmal has struck, and he loves doing that. Nice and early.
Sadira Samaravikrama. Rather poor shot. He was caught right in front. That was a full-length delivery. He played right across, and he has to go.
Yes, Adira Samarika, afraid, as you say, played right across that one, and that's very, very adjacent. Very adjacent. He's trying to hit that through the leg side. Bottom hand, his head's over, outside off stump. He's fallen over, his weight going across the crease. I'm afraid plumb in front. Samarawickrana out for 3, 6 for 1.
Next arm, correct. Halfway to come, right arm over. Short come.
Halfway through the second over. 6 for 1. Angelo Pereira played really nicely last time around against the Jaffna Stallions. 67 his return. He's away. Oh, no, he's not.
He did play really well. He had a really good rhythm to his batting. Very impressed. He played off the front and he plays off the back foot. He looked a very accomplished player. There we go, as we see the three over. That one's doing too much. Sarangalakmal from around the wicket on the angle. That one again on the angle, just doing too much. Comes over the wicket now to the right-hander. Gets it 100% right. Bang, out.
3 strikes are out. I like the way he moves. Angelo Pereira is not a flashy player. He just likes going about his work. He's one of those guys that I think you would like to have at the middle when a wicket falls nice and early.
Yeah, heads outside the line of off stump. Weight going across the crease. I'm afraid that's out. It brings an interesting debate. Upul Taranga opened the batting and played particularly well in the last game. I'm not for batsmen resting or whatever. I think form is golden. You keep your batsmen going. You rest and rotate your bowlers.
Interesting stuff. A wicket and 4 from it. 8 for 1. Two overs gone. For joining us, the Stallions won the toss and elected to bowl first, the Jaffna Stallions. Reason for that was they want to take toll of the dew later when they're batting. Gee, that's struck well, straight to the fielder though. Disappointing for Dambulla.
It's a very strong offside cordon that Shinwari has. He's got a short third man plus 2 others just behind point on the offside, and also a man at extra cover. Dambulla is very strong square of the wicket. He's got a square leg out on the boundary, fine leg. Dambulla is a player who likes to improvise. Clips over mid-wicket, plays the lap.
Our keepers have always got good hands. They like playing those little dinky shots. And of course, not being so tall, you don't see that many drives from him. A very important knock against the Gaul Gladiators. 60 runs off 37 deliveries. He doesn't mind going airborne. This was a day game. He likes playing that one. His dentist doesn't like him playing that one. He's just picked that one up beautifully. That's right out of the screws for 6. It really was an entertaining knock. Inside edge, vacant down there, and that's gone for 4. Nice and fine. Unlucky for Shinwari.
He's hustling tonight, Shinwari. Did him for a little bit of pace. Inside edge, beating fine leg. With the angle, he's got his deep fine leg and deep square leg as we see that ball on the angle, inside edge. Lucky Nirushan Dambulla, perhaps that just kickstarts his innings. But on the angle, he's positioned his players right. We've got a deep square leg. We've got a deep fine leg. He's not going to be giving Dambulla any width at all.
just very light, the rain at the moment. The ground staff are not getting all that active at the moment. Rest assured, there's the drone braving the conditions. It was a shot from right on top of the pitch. The umpires will be keen to stay out there as long as possible. Past the outside edge. The other good news about that drone shot is if the drone stays up there, it means the weather's not too bad.
That's the way he plays. Feet goes nowhere. Just swishing outside the off stump. Generally goes with hard hands. That time, just rushing through. That was quick.
I will remind you that 5 overs constitutes a match. So this is now where suddenly we have a situation where teams, batting teams in particular, start getting a little bit concerned about what the score is going to be at the 5 over mark, the completion of the 5 over mark. Not heavy enough at the moment.
Very well played there. Hustle between the wickets. Good tempo. Good weight on the shot. Allowed Dambulla to get back for 1.
Into the 3rd over, the Jaffna Stallions have been very impressive with the ball. Shinwari has been good. Lakmal, his usual consistent self, has been up there looking to attack the stumps. He generally bowls tight lengths. 1 for 4, 4 dot balls for Lakmal. 7 dot balls already for Shinwari.
Might be getting just a little bit heavier. The umpires would have had a meeting with the match referees before the start of the tournament, and they would have discussed the situation about rain. It doesn't actually rain in this area that much. Whipped away. That's one in front. The outfield has been quick all evening. It's gone for 4. It's a nice way to sign off that over. 9 runs from it, 17 for 1. So look at the dimensions. 53 behind the batsman if Dambulla wants to get that shot over the top of his 2 front teeth and over the top of his helmet and over the top of the keeper. 73 metres down the ground. So a quick look at the dimensions as we start over number 4. Good work down the leg side, but some thigh pad, I think.
That had to be thigh pad there, otherwise that probably on the angle was a wide. No, Dunning was bat. Angela Pereira, very good shot. Angle's right there from Shinwari. It's just the length that he gets wrong, which allows Angela Pereira to hit it through the leg side for 4. The key there is watching his balance.
He's not happy with that, Nirshan Dambulla. A bit of a shake of the head, a thrash of the bat as well. Now he's scraping the crease. So these overs become very important as far as the Jaffna Stallions are concerned. It's a pick-up. It has fallen safe. They should be able to come through for the second. They do that.
As we all know, sponsors are so important. And well, Red Bull, one of our sponsors. And they've been very well patronized by the players. They've enjoyed it.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Swung in towards De Guella, but just pounced on that. Hit it through extra cover for 4. That is a fine stroke. These boundaries are really important at this stage.
That's a shot of a man in form. That is a very, very good cricket shot. Balance, weight transferal, hands through the ball. He punches that through extra cover. What a beautiful cricket shot that from Niroshan De Guella.
You're one of those guys that you might want to have on your My 11 Circle app. Download it, pick your star players, play with the champions, share it with your friends, and have a truckload of fun as you're doing so.
Lakma's lengths have been good. He's looked to pitch it up. He's bowled the length delivery. He's found the pads a few times. He's already had an LBW in his favour. He's been predominantly round the wicket to the left-hander. He's got his line right now. He was going down the leg side earlier on. He was sliding.
Last ball now, the 4th over. 6 from it so far. Oh, he's lofted that. That's gone over the top, and that's going to scoot away for a boundary. Yes, it is. Now, that might be an indication that the rain is getting a little bit heavier. 27 for 1.
Hitting it over mid-on. On a length and just looking to come forward. Those are go-to areas of Niroshan De Guella. He has specific scoring areas and he's very, very strong. The chips on the leg side, the locked over mid-on.
Now, just confirmation of the My 11 Circle MVP of the previous match, Mohammad Amir. Picked up 5 wickets, 5 for 33. His return.
Excellent work, one into Hasaranga, that is at point.
Dewan Olafir into the attack now. As we just check in with the rain again.
I somehow feel that the lights sometimes tend to exaggerate the rain. Because it's not as heavy or severe. The ground staff has moved.
Now that could be out, it should be out, and if it's out, that's going to penalise the Viking team if they happen to go off soon. Now there needs to be more deliveries bowled to constitute a game if they don't come back on again, that is. We're 2 balls into the 5th over now and they've lost their 2nd.
Obviously the plan of Viking is to try and go after the bowling, but they do understand that this game can be range shortened. But in the process they got to take risks just like that. Angelo Pereira goes with Dambulla Viking on 27 for 2. Pereira goes for 6.
So it's always a tricky situation because, as I said, there's 4 balls left in this before 5 overs are up. Then if it's rained off for a long time and they come back and they get 5 overs in, then they have a target that they need to shoot at. But these teams will be trying to stay there as long as they possibly can at the moment. If they go off, they'll be trying to get back on as soon as they possibly can. The umpires will be looking to do the same as well. Affairs picked up a scalp. Back of the square just for one.
See, the other thing is, when the Dambulla Viking, they lose wickets, that will work against them in a rain-short game. Because all those are calculated when the final target is decided. Angelo Pereira holding out, I should say, to Shoaib Malik at mid-on.
Yeah, a game, if a team starts to bat and it's not raining and then it starts to rain, then 9 times out of 10 they're the side that is disadvantaged when the calculators come out at the end. That's generally how it works. Had a good look and called it a wide in the end. Dick Weller was looking to give himself a little bit of room, but he gave himself too much room, and then the umpire decided it was past that indicator line.
Angelo Pereira just didn't get any on that. Hit him on the splash. Very easy for Shoaib Malik. And that's the length that Dwayne Olivier operates at normally. That's his wicket-taking length. He hurries you for pace and gets you out with a lot of cross-batted shots.
Opening the blade, looking to score as many runs as they can at this stage, just to have a bit of insurance against the weather.
Niroshan Dikwala the key at the moment, because he's the type of player who's very risky, who can manufacture shots, who can upset fields. He's not conventional as a batsman, so that works in his favour.
Oh, that's clever. That's very clever indeed. It's one bounce and it's gone for 4. That's one of those little dinky shots that keepers like to play.
That's the strength of Niroshan Dikwala. A little bit of wit. He plays that ram shot well. He plays that paddle shot very well. That was a very good shot. Very controlled. Used the pace and used the bounce. With third man up, that's a very safe shot. Boundary.
Got a bit of tap actually in the last game. Dwayne Olivier picked up wickets in the first game he played, got some tap in the last game he played. 10 runs from the over so far. This is good work for the Dambulla Viking. Ground staff seem to have just settled down a little bit. Just a slight little drizzle right now, so that's good news. Paddle around the corner, but straight to the man. That short, fine leg. 10 from it. 37 for 2.
Center. 5 gone, 37 for 2, the Dambulla Viking. They were put into bat. Sadira Samaravikrama in for this game. His first game of this My 11 circle. Lanka Premier League. Gone for 3 and Angelo Pereira dismissed. Dikwala, he's on to 25 and looking very, very good. Spin for the first time this evening. Vanidu Hasaranga.
Good evening, Soil. Good evening, Russell. What do you make of Gopal Taranga being left out of this Dambulla Viking team?
It's kind of surprising for me. Because in the last innings, he came good. He started to stroke the ball nicely. He was farming the gaps. Wrist work was there. which is very important for a left-handed batsman. But him not playing, surprising. That's why they're in a spot of bother.
Not really for me though, because these teams have qualified for the semi-final. And it's also about trying to identify new talent, trying to give other players opportunities. So Dambulla Viking have gone with the option of a batsman in form, an experienced batsman, making way so that Sadira Samaravikrama can get a game. So the thinking is about picking a lot of boxes, a few other boxes in a tournament like this, and if you're in a position to do that, you should do that, and that's what the Jaffna Stallions also did in the last game.
I'm with you, but at the same time, there is plenty to play for in this Lanka Premier League. You want to be number one, to be able to play the weaker side, who haven't got their rhythm going, they haven't got the momentum, the sides are not gelled in, it's belting down.
Well, this is another factor. If it rains, unfortunately, in this semi-final, and you're lower placed than the opposition, the higher placed team goes into the final.
See? Many permutation there. So you can't risk that. Oh, well ball. Is he out? If he is, it's going to be run out.
He's walking. He's going towards that pavilion, Samit Patel. One Indu Hasaranga, 5 dots. And the 6th one gained. Deceiving Samit Patel, who thought he'd got some bat and was off. Johnson Charles not collecting clean, but recovers quick enough. Third wicket down, it's a big one. Samit Patel. Wawindu Hasaranga strikes. A wicket maiden. That goes down as a stumping, not a run out. So it's a wicket to Hasaranga. Samit Patel. He's walking back. He scored 1 run. Dambulla Viking 37 for 3.
Power play overs coming to an end. 37 for 3. Samit Patel, the last wicket to fall. Dasun Chernikar, the captain of this Dambulla Viking team, is the new batsman, and he's shown some good form.
You can't keep Hasaranga out of the game. He just bowls to pick up wickets, and once again created an opportunity, and he's amongst wickets. Highly talented all-rounder for Sri Lanka.
Only the second maiden in the tournament. Hasaranga, a wicket maiden as well.
Spin from both ends. Vijaykanth Vyaskanth. Impressive in his very first game the other day. 4 overs, 1 for 29. Then he was an 18-year-old. Now he's a 19-year-old. That was a year ago.
Don't know about that, Mats Russell. It being a year ago. But what I liked about his effort on debut was his character, his resolve, having to bowl against Angelo Matthews, someone who he would have grown up watching play for Sri Lanka. And he was unfazed in his approach.
But this is the big test though. Coming back for the second game and performing the same way. This will be the real test for Vyas Kant. How he responds to the new feelings, the expectations now that are on his shoulders. Everybody knows him. Can he still focus on the basics and do his job?
He managed his emotions in the previous game quite well. He stayed calm. In the air, but there is a protection. He stayed calm. He kept on focusing what's required under the situation. And for a bowler, it's all about dealing with the situation and responding to the captain, which he did so well.
Challenging conditions, you can see the rain in the background, so the ball will be wet. That's another skill for a young man. Oh, he's picked that up. That was ball caught, Vyas Kant, because Tasun Shanaka hit that very hard.
He threatened to throw it back to the stumps. Very good body language from the young man. Tugs to the onside. Can't get it away. This is excellent stuff with the ball from Jaffna Stallions.
Still like what Hasaranga is doing. Generally feels in the hot spots, that's in the deep. And extra cover for Vyas Kant, and every ball making sure he dries that ball a bit. Gives him some advice. It's raining a lot harder now. So far a good over. It's got to be make sure that this ball's a good one. And it is. Good start. Tall is action. 7 overs gone, 42 for 3.
Ground staff getting busy, as you'd expect. It threatened earlier on. There was a bit of a delay. Now the umpires, they're calling the covers. It's been generally good in terms of the weather for the entire tournament. We had that rain up interrupted game when Colombo Kings took on the Gold Gladiators, but since then we've enjoyed some good conditions for cricket. At the moment it's coming down.
They are not a great side for Dambulla Viking. They didn't have a good start. Lost early wickets. Not a lot of runs on the board. And if the weather doesn't start to advocate well, we might see if it's a rain-shortened game. Jaffna, Stallions taking advantage there, maybe walking away with 2 points. Yeah, I quite enjoyed the captaincy of Pereira tonight. He opted with his frontline bowlers, and that's worked for their advantage. Picked up early wickets, put the opposition under pressure, didn't make any changes in the power play. Stuck with 3 bowlers, and now in a very good position.
Dambulla Viking making 2 changes to their team. Samara Wickrama brought into the side, opened the batting alongside Dikwela. He didn't score too many. 3 he got from 5. Pereira, he was caught by Shoaib Malik off the bowling of Oliver. He was dismissed for 6. And at the moment the captain Shanika and Dikwela at the crease trying to do a recovery job.
Although Usman Chinwari didn't pick up a wicket, but he created that pressure. And his partner Lakman complementing well, picking up a wicket, putting the opposition under pressure. The ball started to do something for the bowlers earlier on.
That was Samara Wickrama trapped in front. Lakmal quite impressive. Chinwari, yes, but no luck. That was a nice shot to get off the mark for Angelo Pereira. Dikwela found his timing in the previous game, and he continues. He looks like he's playing a different game to his teammates. Ulafia, that's what he does well, digs it in. Steep bounce, Angelo Pereira caught by Shoaib Malik. Plays those little drop kick shots. The dinks. He's a run thief, this Niroshan Dikwella, and a good player to have. Hasaranga came on. Wicket maiden. Johnson Charles making a hash of it, but recovered just in time. Great stuff. Not this though.
Indeed, the innings never got into any sort of rhythm. Dambulla Viking will be disappointed with the number of wickets that they've lost. And this is where the tournament stands in terms of teams and points. Jaffna Stallions at the top. Their net run rate quite good. Followed by Colombo Kings in second place. And the Dambulla Viking, third team to qualify already into the semi-final. And we'll have to wait and see what happens between the Gold Gladiators and the Kandy Tuskers to determine that fourth team for the semi-final round. For now, it's raining. We're hoping that it will abate and ease, and we will be able to bring you more live cricket. But for the moment, we'll take a short break and hopefully be back with you very soon.